this June 14th. First order of business is the approval of the school board minutes of May 24th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Thank you, Tammy.
I'll second.
Thank you, Jasmine. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, I will take a vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? And my motion carries.
Thank you, Sharon.
Next up is correspondence, and I did receive notice from the Support Staff Association of their intent to negotiate a new contract this fall. So that was the only thing that I received.
And you also have the NCES newsletter in the packet.
They have business administrative report.
Yeah, manifest, which most of you have signed. It's a busy time of year. We have them extra year-end payrolls, not really extra, but like teachers that opt for balloon payments versus,
Yeah.
you know, the year-round staff and just the end of year payroll. So there will be one more payroll for this fiscal year next week. It's an extra year, a week in the year.
Oh, right.
Anyway, so just working on year end and beginning of the new year, setting everything up. So
Fun stuff.
pretty busy. Yeah.
Thank you. Dr. McGann, superintendent's report.
Okay, so we did have a busy week last week. We had the senior night. We also had the graduation, and North Country Charter Academy also had their graduation at the Mountain Grandview. Successful as well. Any details on that? Mark would be able to give you some details on the graduation. Let's see. Everything else we'll be going through as we go through the agenda.
Okay. Mr. Privet now.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, you have my write-up, my report, but I'll just touch base on the Charter Academy graduation. They had 35 students graduate. One of them was from Lin-Wood, and he ended up doing really, really well, and actually was recognized as one of the most improved students out there, which was really exciting to hear. So he went on to graduate. Our graduation was also held, and what a wonderful time that was. Again, not to you then. I think that the salutatorian and valedictorian speeches were just eloquent and beautiful, and they did a great job. We are scheduling classes. I think for the high school, just about everybody is already scheduled. Summer school is going to be starting. I sent out some letters for that, and kids still have time to get their grades up. So other than that, we are busy packing things up. Field trips are just about wrapped up, I should say. And we will do a field day for the elementary school Friday, and then middle school will be doing one following Tuesday. Yeah, so it's busy.
The following Tuesday, isn't it? Last day of school.
It
Yeah.
is.
Awesome.
That's essentially all I have.
Thank you. I just want to mention, you talked about graduation. This amazing community gave away over $60,000 worth of scholarships to our seniors, which is just absolutely amazing. We're very lucky to work what we do.
Absolutely.
Committee reports. I saw that we got a number of meeting minutes from committees this week.
Yes, you have facilities, risk management, and technology committee.
And I guess, did anybody have any questions about any of that? The minutes from those?
No.
Neither facilities or policy met today. So, all right. Staff nominations, recommendations, resignations.
Yeah, I just want to just give the board an update. We did have a transfer from grade 5 teacher to the ELA 6 through 7, 8 position. So now we have the upper elementary position open.
Who went?
That was Paula Hood.
Paula Hood went to middle school. So we only had one 5th grade teacher this year. Currently.
Was it 1 5th grade?
So we don't have any for next year so far.
Correct.
And with the class sizes moving up, we should have 2.
Yeah, you'll have,
So we have 2 5th grade teacher openings now.
no. You have one, what is it? One.
So this year there was 1 5th grade, 2 4th grade positions.
Right.
The 4th grade teacher moved up to the middle school, so there's still technically there's still 2 upper elementary teachers there. And we're looking to replace one.
All right, you lost me. There's 2 fourth grade. So we're gonna need 2 fifth grade. There's also 2 third grade, so we're still gonna need 2 fourth grade.
Not necessarily. We can run the same model that we ran this year.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right, that makes sense. All right.
But so we are advertising for at least one upper
One,
elementary.
okay,
Upper elementary.
okay. I got you. Thank you for that. Yeah.
You know, when, well, I guess when was that posted? When is that going to be posted?
That was posted a while ago.
Yeah, I saw it. It's in there. Yeah.
Not had any interest at this point.
We haven't had.
Okay. And then, was there anything else on nominations?
That was it.
Okay.
No, it's not.
And then safe grant bids?
What, can I just ask, what other positions are still open other than paras?
We still have para openings, I would say.
And then a special education,
Right.
and we filled the nurse, so that was it. So just fifth grade and special, okay.
And how many pairs are we looking for?
I think it's like social, 2 is with-
studies.
Oh, right. So,
Oh, it was 3.
Oh, social studies.
Yeah.
High school social studies.
Oh, right. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, safe grant.
Okay, as you know, we've had this out to bid for a while. We got money from the state to do some projects. We did get a bid that is quite a bit over what we have for money from the grants. So we are in contact with the company that we got the bid from. Cobb Hill is actually, and they had done the work for the other job that we had at the high school and part of the elementary school a couple of years ago. And they are going to try to get, we're gonna try to do as much as we can with the money we have from the grant. So they're going back. We're working with them, we're working with Stuart and Mark to see what we can do with the money we have available. They're willing to work with us. Because
Good.
otherwise we have to turn all the money back.
Right.
So you know what, we chip away a little bit at a time
Sure.
at these projects. We can do at least part of them, but we're working on that right now, but we wanted to see. We have to have a contract by the end of June. So we have one more board meeting before the end of June. We have to have that money encumbered, have a contract with whomever. It doesn't have to be done until December 2020.
Right.
So we have time to do the project, but we have to have
Right.
it contracted out. So again, we're hoping either we move ahead with this vendor, assuming that they can come in at the budget. And we can accept working with them and trying to enter into a contract tonight, or we can, again, we're working with that vendor to get down, to see what we can do with the money that's available from the grant. And
You've spoken with them, are they pretty confident that they can come within our budget and get something done?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can
Good,
get something
good.
done. It's not the whole project.
Right.
You know, it's amazing because again, we had worked on this project a couple of years ago with them and everything has like doubled,
Yes,
you know? So it's really hard. And a lot of it is in the materials. It's not, you know, some of it's in the labor, but these projects are mainly materials. They're
Right,
windows and doors.
right.
Mhm.
So we'd be asking the board to accept the bid and allow the district to enter into a contract with Cobb approving the amount of money of 272,000. So it was 100,000 and then another 172.
We have 100.
we have
The way the bids
100,000.
are, it was put out to bid 100,000. The money we have was 100,000 for the elementary school. And then $172,200 for the middle high school to do these projects.
And that's 100% grant money.
That's 100% grant money.
And then we would lose if we don't
Okay, so
get
the,
something done.
yeah, we either do part of the project right now
Yeah.
or none of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no sense in.
Right, and we haven't done any of it. We haven't spent any of that money yet
We can't, we don't.
without the. okay.
So the objective for tonight would be to enter into a contract with them to
Up to-
basically do $272,000 worth of work.
Yeah.
And we
There are
hadn't-
two separate pieces because they have,
Right.
Yeah.
they were bid out separately. That's how the money is accounted for separately.
And what did it end up looking like as far as the bid with respect to,
We have copies.
Yeah, cost, the elementary school upgrades were 231,000. And for the middle high school, it's 314,000.
So
Yeah.
just about
And
double.
we're looking for them to break it down piecework, how much per window,
Mhm.
how much per door, how much, different things we're gonna
Mhm.
looking to do. And then go as far as we can with the amount of money that we have.
Okay,
And attack the biggest problem first.
And then just phase it out after.
Yeah, and then hope
And
maybe we'll get enough.
hopefully-
I mean,
Yeah,
we don't know.
Sure.
Figure out how to finish these, but it's, don't really want to turn the money back.
We can't let that money
Yeah,
go.
no,
I mean, there's
Yeah,
no-
no.
there's no decision.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you need? You need a vote from us, two separate ones,
Yeah,
to authorize you to enter into a contract with Cobb Hill for up to $100,000 for the elementary school projects.
right.
So moved.
thank you, Tim.
Second.
Thank you, Jasmine. And any further discussion on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstentions, and that motion carries.
And I'll make a motion to enter into a contract with Cobb Hill for up to $172,000 for the middle high school.
$172,200.
$172,200 for the middle high school.
I'll second.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Jasmine. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, and that motion carries.
Extend our gratitude to Cobb Hill for working with us on that. That's good of them to offer to do so.
Stuart
And
Anderson
to
has
Deb
really
for all the
worked hard too.
I'm sorry?
Stuart's been working.
Yeah.
Stuart
Awesome.
is also
Oh.
working hard.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Thank him for us too.
All right, special education capital reserve.
Oh, yeah, okay. Remember about that. Okay, so as you know, we have the capital reserve, but when we budget, we have a placement that we budgeted for. And the way we worked out the monies is we budget a certain amount. We have money in the capital reserve fund. We also know we're getting catastrophic aid money on this placement that will be replenishing our capital reserve fund in the fall. That comes as a reimbursement from the prior year's expenses. So the way we kind of been doing this is we have what's in the budget, not the whole placement, assuming we can take some money from the capital reserve fund and then replenish that capital reserve fund. So right now, for what we budgeted and versus the actual cost of the placement for this year, we're at $30,000 shortfall at this point. So like last year we did a lot more. So we just need to have,
And we're
we'd like
expecting,
to withdraw up to $30,000 for this placement for this year.
and we expect the catastrophic aid to be about 60, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what did it just cost? $30,000 more than we expected?
Correct.
Oh, geez,
Yeah.
that's fun. We don't have a choice, right?
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
and again, that's just the way we've structured it in the
Yeah.
budget.
right, no,
Yeah.
and right, that was the whole plan
Yeah,
all
yeah.
along.
What are we gonna have for an unexpected fund balance? Do we know?
I mean, there's gonna be enough, but the thing is, I'm over in this line,
Mhm.
this category, this function.
But you can go over that as long as you don't go over the bottom line.
Yeah, but in the special ed function, we're over. We can,
That's one of the
Yeah.
ones you can go over though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, but each function line, yes, total
Right,
bottom line
right.
budget. We could actually make a transfer from another line in the budget to cover special ed function line. Or we can cover it with the $30,000 from the trust, fund, the capital reserve.
I mean,
I'm,
that's why we have the capital reserve.
Right.
It
I'm
is,
just- I was just
Yeah.
curious what we
Yeah.
had unexpended fund balance.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
No. I mean, that's why we have it. It's
Yeah.
what we plan on. That's what we
But-
budgeted. I
but
get
we've
that. I'm
also-
just curious.
but the problem is we've also budgeted basically the same for this year, right? So
Right,
we're gonna be $30,000 short again this year.
yeah, but again, we didn't budget the whole, I don't think our intention was to budget the whole thing, knowing we're getting.
knowing we're getting that
We're
60,
getting
right,
the catastrophic aid, which we put back into the trust fund. The
Right.
problem with the catastrophic aid is we don't get it this year.
right. You get it
We'll
the following year for
following
this
year to be
past year spent, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my understanding of the way that we were structuring the special education funding was that we had enough for an unexpected
In the.
placement
Correct.
in the fund.
Mhm.
And then we were budgeting for the one that we were expecting. Which then basically made it so that every year we weren't going further into the hole. And that we were anticipating, while not budgeting for, but we were anticipating getting this catastrophic aid. So we weren't then coming up $60,000 more than we expected to need, right?
Correct.
And I guess my question is, we miscalculated.
Yeah, it
To some
did
degree.
change a little bit from what we originally had budgeted. We budgeted 140, it's 170.
And I mean, did we do the same thing this year though?
I'd have to go back and look.
Because if we're taking 30 out now, we're gonna,
Because I know we took money out knowing that we.
But
I'll
we
have to go
did
back and
that-
see what
Yeah.
We had for this year.
But we did that knowing we had that 60 because
Right.
we were estimating 200. Knowing that we had the 60, we budgeted 140, knowing we'd have that 60 cushion that we could take. and
Right.
Pay off.
but I think what she's saying is that it's an additional $30,000
Still-
more than that.
30 in the
But
whole.
we budgeted
We did the same thing for
the
next
budget,
year.
we had
will be-
100.
We have 140
Right.
and we knew it was going to be around 200. It actually is only 170 because we have an extra 30 now.
Well, yeah, it's only.
We knew we were going to have that 60. So instead of budgeting the whole 200, we only budgeted 140.
Knowing we're getting the cat aid.
We know we're
again,
getting that
reimbursement
60.
The following year.
Well, the total is only about 170
Because we were trying to use the
instead of
capital.
200.
Supposed to be above 30.
Correct.
So, okay, that's not,
the capital
that's not what the impression that I was getting initially here. So,
Fund and the catastrophic aid to try to keep our budget.
Right.
Right.
right,
at a
Right.
certain amount.
right. But the idea was after we pay for the placement and then we get that money back from the state, that we're back to a certain level
Once we spend
in
it.
the fund. And then, so the next year, if something would happen, we had this money in the fund. Are we taking an additional 30 out that we weren't expecting to?
No,
We were expecting to take 60 out.
right.
Oh, okay, well then, that was not the impression I was getting.
Yeah, I mean, that was.
The impression I was getting was that we were taking an additional.
Like that.
That we were taking an additional 30, but we're taking actually less than we expected.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
Oh,
Then-
it's
So
never
do you
stuck.
need a motion in a
We
second?
need a motion.
Yeah.
To withdraw up to $30,000 from the Special Education Capital Reserve Fund.
So moved.
Thank you, Tammy.
A second.
Thank you, Casey.
Thank
Uh,
you, Jason.
Any further discussion on that? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, and that motion carries. Thank you for the
We
clarification.
eventually get there. Don't worry.
We need a whiteboard.
That's right.
We need to, show our work on math problems here. Okay, so bond for the middle high school HVAC. So you guys, everyone got a copy?
There should be two
Should-
documents
should be in
in
your
your
thing.
packet.
Yeah.
No, I printed my own. I didn't get one. You're the other one that gets a whole book out of it.
No, that's not true.
No, I do my own. No,
So
I
there's a,
get my own.
I shouldn't. These are the OG ones. There's a loan agreement and there's another document, which is basically Sharon's, documentation that we held a vote on this, but basically it's the, loan agreement with the bond bank. Is that
Yeah,
right?
there's a loan agreement with the bond bank. And the school
What did that
district.
come in at? 3.5, was that right?
The max can be as 3.5%. We
Okay.
budget 4.75%.
Fantastic.
Quotes I got were anywhere between 4.5 and 4.7%. The last bond bank sale was 2.85%. That was in January. But as you can see in the agreement, the bond sale doesn't take place until July 12th, so we don't know what the exact rate is until July 12th.
Right.
But under section 1D, it says that the interest rate cannot exceed 3.5%. So there's the loan agreement. That has to be signed by a member of the school board, the district clerk, and the district treasurer. And then the
Do
other.
you need any kind of vote on that before it just needs to be signed?
No,
We've
we need to-
already,
We need to vote to
You have to
authorize me to
vote
sign it.
Number two,
Gotcha.
you have to, step two is the certificate of vote regarding authorization of bonds and approval of the loan agreement. So we need to have the board vote and record in the minutes authorizing the school district or the issuer to enter into the loan agreement with and sell its bond to the bond bank. So you have the loan agreement, but then you have the other certificate of you approving the loan agreement and entering into that.
so I will make that motion and give authorization to the chair to sign that agreement on behalf of the school board.
Yes, because it just says a member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you just need the one vote.
Yeah, just one for the two, yeah. So that's my motion.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Jasmine. Any further discussion on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, and opposed? abstentions, and that motion carries. So I will sign those before you leave tonight. Okay.
Get that.
And
letter
not that
going. Excellent.
I don't see anything in new business. We have continuing business of ESSER funds, strategic plan. Nothing there.
We're all set with the ESSA funds,
Okay.
and strategic plan is moving forward. Oh, the back for the middle high school is starting June 19th. But what they're working on June 19th is not going to interfere with any of the kids and any of the people within the building, so we'll be all set with that. And then the strategic plan, we're just continuing to move forward with that, with our goals and looking at student data and whatnot.
Excellent.
And we had some fitness stuff from testing recently. Do you know when we expect to get those results? Like, you said there was some promising preliminary stuff that came out.
Yeah, I kind of went over with those with you guys last time that I was here as far as the SAS testing, and now they're just doing localized testing. I think they all finished with the
Middle school?
map testing for seniors or for middle school and high school, and elementary school, I believe, is finished. And so testing should all be finished. And then the SAT stuff, we know that the results came in, but I don't have those all laid out for you.
Okay.
Right now, but they did come back. Kids were notified of their scores.
Nice.
All right. I don't see any students this evening. We have staff.
Yep. So I got a few things tonight. First, Ms. Krill wants to say, looking ahead to the new school year, we will be hosting another freshman/new high school student orientation the week before we return to school. Stay tuned for future details. The English department has shared some reading expectations with all students. The guidelines are also attached to the school website as well as the library website, just in case they need resources. She also wanted to share that we had another successful book buddies between freshman and kindergarten students. For some students at both levels, this was the highlight of their week. One student, Noah DeRocher, actually gave up his study hall time every Monday to help out and read to his book buddy because his book buddy really liked him being there so much.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see, first grade is celebrated getting their published book. We donated a copy to each of the town libraries and we'll donate one to the school library. They're very proud of their accomplishment as authors. Although Hood wanted to make sure we said thank you for the vests. They are quite comfy and stylish. And then tomorrow, the sixth grade will be hosting their the second annual arcade day. Students created cardboard games that use simple machines that incorporated Newton's laws of motion, and grade 7th and 8th came to play. The board is invited to come play from 9 to 9:30. Feel free to ask students questions about simple machines, Newton laws, and balanced and unbalanced forces. I think I might have written that wrong because I think that might have come from sixth grade. Let's see. Eighth grade had a great overnight camping trip at the Hurlburt Outdoor Center in Vermont. They worked on team building challenges, tried archery, paddled across the lake, ziplined through the forest, and enjoyed some time together before they enter high school. Thank you to the administration and the board for supporting the trip. It is one the kids look back on and remember fondly for years to come. I can second that because I did that trip once upon a time. It's a good spot. Seventh grade got to play in some new snow recently when they traveled to the summit of Mount Washington on the Cog. This is the snowiest June on record for the summit, and we were there to see it. We also had a short tour of the weather station to see the weather instruments and looked over the shoulder of the meteorologist making observations and forecast. Nimbus the cat even made an appearance. That was the highlight of my son's trip.
Nice.
Thank you again to the administration and the board for making these trips possible. It was great to take the students to a world famous destination that's right in our backyard. That's from Miss Steve's.
Very nice.
So yeah, lots going on.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And community. I think, did we put out a copy of the public comment policy?
Yeah, that is out there.
Okay, so just we would remind everybody to keep comments in line with the comment policy. If you have any questions, I can give you a copy of that. Is there any public comment? Yes, ma'am.
Sally Nickel, Woodstock taxpayer. I would like us to, I certainly appreciate keeping the budget low, but as attrition takes place with faculty, I would like the board to also be mindful of where that attrition is taking place. In the elementary, we're down 2 positions and one position that hasn't been replaced. So like currently, the 2 4th grades are moving to 5th grade as 1, and the 2 3rd grades are coming to 4 as 2 4th home runs, and the current 2nd going to 3rd will be 2. My question is, will you be budgeting for another teacher, or is the pattern going to be that you keep combining 4th grade into 1 5th grade? And even though we have a model this year that's similar to last year, they're still moving as groups. So the entire 5th moves from teacher to teacher for instruction. But I also would like to talk about making sure that we want our test scores to be raised. So when you have teachers in flux constantly, that doesn't lead to mastery, even though I'm sure that most of the teachers would agree that they're pretty good at learning their content, but it takes a few years. So I would just like us to be very mindful of where this attrition is taking place and who it's impacting. And right now it appears to be our youngest building, our youngest numbers. So that's one that.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
Anyone else?
Hey, my name is Charlie Claremont. I'm from Lincoln, New Hampshire. And I've been following the investigation of a teacher here. And a student.
I'm just gonna pause you right there. The policy with regards to comments, limits comments to those that, well, I mean, I'll read you.
No names, right?
Well, it's not just no names, it's identifiable information about a student or faculty member. If you have information, or if you have concerns about a student or a faculty member, there's a grievance policy starting with the superintendent, taking the grievance to the superintendent's office. And then if that doesn't satisfy the grievance, there's a policy to get that to the board in a way that doesn't compromise the educational records or personnel records, or just the general confidentiality of, what's that?
We went to the superintendent.
Okay,
We had a conversation.
Yep, and there's a policy, if that didn't satisfy you, there's a policy for bringing an official grievance to the board in a way that protects student and faculty confidentiality. And so that's what we would ask you to do, and we would limit commentary to things that do not have the potential to expose identifiable information. I mean, that's the policy, and that's in accord with the state statutes regarding confidentiality of student and personnel records.
So I should take a different route than talking to you guys in public.
I mean, there is a grievance policy. So the grievance policy is laid out in KE and KEB. You can find those on the school's website. It gives you the official way to address if you have some issue that involves a student or involves a faculty member, to bring that to the district. And then if you don't get, the appropriate satisfaction that you feel like you need, there's a means to elevate that, but it all has to be done in a way that protects the confidentiality of. Yep.
That's fine.
That's what we would ask in an effort to, we have statutory obligations to protect people's confidentiality.
It's more about talking about the administration and how they dealt with, I thought, the situation, and a lot of feelings about people, as far as that goes, as far as exposing the student, which I wasn't gonna do any of that prior.
Well, to the extent that your comments don't implicate identifiable information, you're free to share them.
Well, we went to the superintendent and talked to her about several issues that we had that stuff going on in the school. And, the families promised certain things, and then the school went back on it, and not very happy with that whatsoever, and it just doesn't sit right. I'll discuss it more, but, when there's promises made to a family, and then the school goes back on it, there needs to be more than just a conversation. Why there should be certain things, the reason for that they can't do the promise that they said, and they take it back. I wanna know why. You know, and I was right there through everything with this. And, you know, as some people said, you know, Lin-Wood's gonna do better. They need to, you know, and, there's a lot of people upset about this. Administration is well known about this for over 10 years. It's been covered up one way or another. And, it's gotta stop. So I hope you guys know what I'm talking about, and I'll follow up more and file whatever we need to file and get more clarification or whatever. But when you guys make a decision and then fall back on it, we should have a right to know why. Just doesn't sit there with the public.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
Let's make a quick comment on the drive from Lincoln, in regards to the VEH, as Dave pointed out. Protecting students, protecting teachers, that applies to administration as well. You know, when you look at the policy, you look at section G, under 6, and talk about discriminatory statements are not to be tolerated by the board. Right, I mean, people can't come here and slander anybody that works for the school district in front of the board. This is a business meeting for the school board to conduct business. And per policy 189-76, whatever allows public participation at your meetings to address things of the issue or agenda issues or other things, business that come before the board. But as happened at the last meeting with the reading of a letter which called out who unnamed teachers and administrators as a cover-up and accusing of crimes, being complicit in those crimes or alleged crimes, that is defaming. And that goes against your policy, VEH. And that's to protect everybody underneath the school board, including administration. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comment? Then,
I have a question. Looking at the schedule of events, what is a 603 Rumble?
That is what?
603 Rumble.
Baseball tournament.
Baseball.
I knew I heard it, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
It's a ladder match, Tammy.
Yeah, well, you know, hey, but you know. It's
Okay,
cage fighting or something. And did we look into a .edu or .gov website? Did you have a chance? I know you've had nothing else to do the last couple of weeks, but I just didn't.
And there are specific agencies and organizations that can use those ending, you know, letters, and we're not one of them. I mean, we have either one that we can use. We can't get into any of the other ones. They have strict rules on that.
So schools can only do the .org.
Right.
Yep. Okay. Thank you for checking. I appreciate that.
I think we are going to do a short non-public this evening, so I will pull the board to go into non-public. Joe?
For what? Wait a minute, what are we going to non-public for? We have to-
Yes,
You have to state it.
right, to discuss, under RSA 91A3C, discuss matters likely to adversely affect the reputation of a person or member, like, other than a member of the board. Sorry.
Other than the number.
Right.
Thank
I'm not gonna change my mind.
you.
Yes.
Yeah. Evan? Yes. Jasmine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
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 Yeah, all right, thank you. Thank you. And, we aren't gonna be taking any votes afterwards.
Thank you.
Thank you.